Welcome back to another episode of In the 1-1 with my man, Tommy. How are we?
Good, mate. How are you?
Mate, good after we found a few winners.
Yeah, it was nice, mate. When we lined up on Angel Capital.
When our strike rate of when we line up together has been very good. I think we've lined up on a few this week.
Yeah.
I was very bullish on Chio Wolf as with the rest of Australia, I think, and it was heavily backed. Disappointing run.
Yeah. On face value.
I think the one thing that I said to you, so the only thing that scares me about that horse was the fact that it's the bleeding obvious. And for some reason, when it's a bleeding obvious, they just seem to get beat. There's no logical reason. It's the punting gods.
Absolutely.
But a big credit, as we went through that race and we broke that race down, we said the reason I was so keen on it was the fact that it was a race with not many milers and there was only one other miler and you found it in Lyndon at $11.
Yeah, great result. He got a nervous watch over the last 30, 40 metres with Sir Delia's huge run. Market didn't like it.
No.
It was impressive. It was the one I was against, but
We both were against it.
very happy to get the result. It was a nice win. Nash, too good.
Yeah, no, you had 3 winners last week. I had a couple. It was good. Good. And now we get back to heavy tracks. The rain comes again. It's like just the start of the week was so warm.
Yeah.
The flooding here yesterday, absolutely horrific around Bondi and some of the areas. I'm not sure how bad it was out west. I know we've got a heavy 10. But it's actually the flooding. I don't know if you saw in Bali. 4 poor people in Bali. It's horrific.
Yeah, it's absolutely torrential up there.
Absolutely horrific.
Yeah,
but
it is.
Feeling very sorry for the poor little Balinese people, one of my favourite parts of the world and where I do like celebrating some winnings. But we're split it up this week. We're gonna look at 3 of the key races in Flemington and we're gonna look at 4 of the key races in Sydney.
Yep.
One thing I will say, and it can be hard. As you know, it's hard enough finding a winner at the best of times. But doing the form on a Thursday, putting your tips out, it isn't something that's easy to do. But when you are on heavy tracks, rain, drying, it just makes it so much harder.
Yeah.
So the one thing I will say for everyone, please click on the link, sign up to Unibet. What you will see on the day, inside the vault, you will have all of my best bets and you will have Tom's best bets. And there could be some late ones that I find on the day. And you will be getting good value in there. That's all I can really say. But do follow it in there.
Lovely.
All right, let's kick off with Flemington.
Yep.
How do you think it's currently a good 4? How do you think the track will play?
Yeah, exactly what you said. The first part of my form is going straight to the weather, looking what the track's going to do, what's the wind going to do. And Saturday's treated us perfectly down in Melbourne. The track's rail true, good 4. That's just punting paradise, really, when you get a track like that. No wind, so that shouldn't hold any effect on the sort of how the races are run. Shoot races, middle to wide barriers are often advantage, and I think it'll be the same. And then around the bend, I think midfield with cover, peeling in to the race, sort of the top of the straight, coming 5 or 6. We see that time and time again. Leaders can hold up if they get an easy time of it, but any sort of above average tempo, and one of those ones that with cover just seem to always be able to get over the top of them late.
So we'll kick off straight race. How do you see the speed map for race 6?
Race 6, yeah. I got Star Patrol, Arkansas Kid. They'll want to be up in front. Airman, Trialled Enormous. It'll want to be up in the speed, probably just sitting just in behind them.
Yep.
Horses like Royal Insignia for the Grey and Beg stable. Barrier 3 is a little bit tricky, as is its get back style. If it can sort of weave a path through them, then it looks a key chance. But I think the main key chances in this race are going to be up on speed here. Now, I know you liked one here, May, so what do you think?
Well, I like 2. I think it's a complete 2-horse play. As you know, I speak of it all the time. I love Sydney form in Melbourne. Airman, it's 1 at Flemington. Its 2 trials have been phenomenal. I've got one little asterisk on it, the Hawk stable. The Hawk stable used to be one of my favourite stables. They are going dog shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's going on there, but they're not performing at their best. This horse looks to be trialling phenomenally. I love the fact that J-Mac's been booked. And I do like that it was kind of pushed out its last, like it was really let go to fight, like let it extend. So you're not just sitting there watching going, oh, nice action, looks to be going well.
Yeah.
You did see it length and stride.
Yeah.
It's one of them. The other one is Star Patrol, another horse that I obviously love the straight. I'm a huge Clinton McDonald fan. I think they are, I think we all know they are a betting stable. So I think if you see the money come for it, and I think he seems to be a pretty open trainer as well. If he does sound bullish in interviews, pretty confident. But I just thought the trial or jump out that I watched down in Melbourne was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think if you're getting $8 each of two of these horses, I think it's incredible value. As you said, I'm happy to be against the Graham Begg horse, which is gonna have to be running both of them down.
I agree completely. I think the 53 kilos keeps it short, as does Craig Williams, but I think Royal Insignia's got to take a climb in this race. And I also think I was expecting to go up in distance. Now staying at the 1200, second up, I think is a concern, as is the map. Completely agree. Star Patrol loves the straight. Trials were great. The latest jump out was enormous, as was Airman's latest trial. A 2-bet play, you can't really go wrong there, mate. I can't really say anything other than that.
All right. We kick on to the main event of the day down there, the Makybe Diva Stakes. We see arguably the best horse in the country at the moment, Via Sestino, $1.85. How's the speed map look?
Speed will be fascinating here. I've got Mr. Brightside being the only on-pace horse from this field, gate 1. Interesting what they do from there. Via Sestino, I think James will know it's a slow tempo. He'll want to be up on speed. Tony Gollan came out and said Antino and Blake aren't going to let the speed slacken. If there's sort of, a slow first 400 metres, Blake's just going to take off, sit up outside Mr. Brightside, and have that tactical advantage, I think, over Via Sestina. Aliana, I don't think will want to be up in that speed battle. If things fall its way, then it'll be the one running on. But I think they've got bigger fish to fry, as does Tom Kidden. I think tricky barrier too from Tom.
Yeah, Tom played up at the gates the other day, and he's now jumped out twice.
Yeah,
jump outs were just pass marks.
Mm-hmm.
Can you? What is it? Toss of the coin?
Yeah, Bucknell. I think some corps or $1.95. I think you might see better on the day. I don't know. I don't know what to think. What'll happen? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they absolutely launch at $1.60, but I think it'll stay firm around evens. I think the weak point in the market is Mr. Brightside. In fact, I think the Memsey is significantly weaker to the Wink Stakes. I think some of the margins looked flattered there in the Memsey just by a few horses. Antino not really handling the bend well. Fangirl just forgive that run and then sort of, Treasure of the Moment snuck up the inside and was often gone before these horses. So that margin flattered Treasure of the Moment. I think that, I just think Via Sestina and Aliana are clearly the best two. I think you can have the Cornella. I think they'll run 1-2 again.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. It's not a betting play for me, but for anyone that wants to anchor Via Sestina and multis, I'm not talking you out of it, and I agree with the second horse.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we move on to the last race that we'll be doing in Melbourne, and that is race 9. How's the map look?
1,400 metres here. I like the speed here. O2 Good, Rote to Arataki, Bossy Bonita are all going to be up on speed. J-Mac drawn gate 6 in Lazzura. He's just going to get the lovely trail, maybe 3 pairs back off the fence, and should have every chance if good enough. Splashback, another horse who was great in the winter, now comes up in class here from gate 14. It will be running on from the back. But yeah, it all looks like Lazzura gets the nice cozy run and the market's founded after a nice Sydney win. What do you think, Mace?
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I'm sticking with the Sydney form here.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I loved about its win was the way that it weaves through horses.
Yep.
I like seeing horses take gaps. I think she looks to be a pretty classy young mare on the rise too. Like if you go back and look at her form from last prep, she finished off getting beaten just 3.5 lengths to Fangirl and Steffi Magnetica.
Mm-hmm.
God, that sort of form for here should just be winning.
Absolutely.
She's even got a getting beaten 2.9 to Lady Shenandoah and Lady Camelot in this round. This is just far superior form.
Yeah, I completely agree. That run behind Lady Shenandoah was second up, 1,400 metres good for. This Saturday, second up, 1,400 metres good for. If that brings its run that it did behind Lady Shenandoah and Lady of Camelot.
And 100%.
It's all over.
And she's obviously won 2 races in the good. She handles firm going.
Mm-hmm.
To do what she did winning first up on a heavy 10 is that's a big ask.
Completely agree. I look at its second up run the prep before. 1,400 metres good for it. Ramrick ran 4th, beaten 1.7 lengths to Autumn Glow and Snow in May.
Yeah.
It's just
It's absolutely solid form for this, isn't it?
Agree completely.
Yep. There's nothing out of the Melbourne form that's jumping out of me to say I want to be on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree completely.
Yeah, I think we'll be winning. All right, let's move up to Sydney. Let's get through it. We move to race 6 also, and we're kicking off with my boy, Autumn Boy. He's been good on the show. He's been good to us on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Made mention. I know I didn't make mention in the trial files. He wasn't in on there, but we'll get to that. Let's quickly kick off with the map, and then I want to talk deeply about Autumn Boy.
For sure. This map is interesting here. There's not much speed on. The main formula on the up-and-coming stakes, there wasn't a lot of speed on in that race here, so I don't know what's going to happen. I got Crown the King, Barbarossa, 60s drawn better today. I think it won't sit wide. I think it'll want to push up from gate 3 and be up on the speed too. So I don't think they'll go too quick. Just an average tempo here. Autumn Boy, gate 4. It's got all the options in the world. When it won at Eagle Farm, second up, James sat at midfield. When it won at Canterbury, it sort of sat back. I think they'll use the gate, sit close, especially up to the 1400 first up. There's that sign of intent when it's resuming at that distance. But yeah, it should get a lovely run and hopefully run up to its market chances. What do you think here, Mace?
Couple of things. I think this is the 3-year-old to follow.
Mm-hmm.
I think win, lose, or draw, as long as he doesn't go awful.
Yeah.
I think by far I think he probably could be the best 3-year-old in the country. Now I know that's probably a big statement considering he's won 2 races, one where he just got there at Canterbury, which was impressive at 50s, and then but the way that he won in Brisbane, this horse just has style.
Yeah.
There's just something about it that I just love.
Mm-hmm.
I think he will get better as he goes over a trip. Mm-hmm. If he ran in the run of the Rose, I was going to have something on him at the $15.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Chris has put him in, obviously I think he's also trying to split up his horses, but I do think he really thinks it's more settled. I do think he's much more suited at the 1400. I think he'll probably get up to a mile. I'm interested to know if they're looking at the Golden Rose, the Guineas, or both.
Yeah. Resuming at the 1400, he usually doesn't resume his Golden Rose horses over the Ming Dynasty, does he? Like, it looks like a Caulfield Guineas path, if I'm honest. But
it could be.
But you never know with Waller.
Could he be a lightweight Cox plate?
I mean, Chris Waller nods.
I know, we're talking about Cox plates of a horse that's won 2 races, one of which was a maiden naked. But there's something about this horse. I just love him. I wish the track wasn't a heavy 10.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it will be. I think it will race better on the day. We'll probably get back to a soft.
Mm-hmm.
First trial was really good to the eye. Love the way he worked through the line. And then he actually brought him back to a 790 trial, which is quite short for him. Mm-hmm. And he was just really, you just see he just does what he's asked to.
Yeah.
And I just love the way he worked through the line and the 200 metres through the line.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's drawn well. I like Jason Collett for the booking. I think he gets a beautiful run in transit.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else in the race that I want to back. I think to me he wins, and he's a horse. If it wasn't heavy at this point, and maybe on the day I'll be sending out a message late, but he could just be a truck loading.
Yeah. I mean, you're making me interested. I mean, it's a typical case of the layers or the people against it are going to be, looking at the clock, looking at what it's done in terms of, overall time. I mean, it did what it had to do, but then you've got the people that are watching the vision and seeing the style of the horse, the substance to its run, its head carriage, the way it lengthens when, the jockey asks for an effort. You go, there's just so much untapped potential here. So it's going to be fascinating what the betting does late, but it's got every option from gate 4. I thought the one that's over the odds or perhaps missed by the market is number 3, Providence. This horse got J-Mac on first up, was well found in the market in the up-and-coming stakes. I think it was $4.20 into $4, then laid out to $4.50. Had no luck when the horse fell in that Grand Prairie race. James just pulled it up and eased it up over the line. Now it pops up $16 when the market gave it a expectation that it was as good as Grand Prairie last start, and it's $7.50 in this race. So I think the overs finding Nash on is Providence that it can improve, but I'm not sure if it can beat Autumn Boy. But I'll have something on each way.
I'm definitely interested in how he parades, how the market is late.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we move on to the Sheraco Stakes.
Fascinating.
Interesting race. How's the map look?
Map's interesting. You've got Lilac and Spicy Martina with the early Spicy Martini with the early speed to lead this. However, they're both resuming while you've got a horse like Gangsta Granny who has the run under the belt and can apply the pressure, I think, to take up the lead here. If Lilac and Spicy Martini just want to sit in behind. Jolie Star, Zach's got a decision to make, but I think he'll snick. I don't think he'll want to sit wide at Rosehill over the 1200. So just rid him with cover and hopefully be able to run on late. And they look the only two, really. Gangsta Granny, got Jolie Star. That's what the market wants. Manal was disappointing first up, I thought. And Amina from gate 4 will just find a nice midfield run a few lengths off the lead speed. But the market's really made this into a race of two. I thought Jolie Star, Gangsta Granny. Which way are you leaning here, Mace?
I'm leading towards my girl Jolie Star. I just saw that she's been accepted as the Everest pick for Waller.
Yeah.
So I think multiple ways you could look at that is this is clearly not grand final day. Where she has been she's a fresh up horse that races best fresh. Like when she won last start against Rastro, that win that day against Rastro Golden Mile, like she only just got there. She picked herself up off it. Nothing won the way that she did that day. It was a ginormous win. And I think I was having a bit of an average and I really wanted her to win that day. So I was very thankful. I thought both the trials were just complete pass marks. I think the horse looks to be going super well in herself. The fact that Waller's picked her for an Everest, I don't think anything else in this. Oh, I guess Steffi Magnetic could probably run a cheeky race in her. But aside from that, I don't think any more of these horses would be doing anything in an Everest. I think she's the best. Some might argue Steffi. I still think Jolie Star's the best horse in the race personally. I think she races best fresh. Zach's he has ridden her before. He's run second on her when I think she ran behind Jimmy Star. So he does know the horse. Look, she's not a bet for me, but she's on top.
Yeah.
You touch on Granny.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I'm like, once they got a spot in the Everest, do they just back off her and just say, look, we've only got one race in mind, the Everest. Jimmy Star resumed last week was quite underwhelming, but it's also on an Everest path with a slot already. So I don't know how to assess these horses fresh. I think Jolie Star needs like all the ducks to align for it to get the job done. It went too slow, fresh last prep, and it reefed and teared for Kieran McAvoy and just had no turn of foot. Magic Time came up and won that race. And then in races where they've gone super fast, it's also dulled its sprint at the end. So it needs like that comfortable tempo and everything to go right, I think, with some cover for it to run to its best. I'm with Gangsta Granny only because of the weight pull, got 5 kilos off Jolie Star, has the run under the belt and is going to settle ahead of it. That's a big advantage around Rosehill. So they shopped, I think, 380 in the middle early in the week, and I thought that was good value.
One thing I will be saying is she's yet to have raced on the heavy. She has one, or most of her best form is on good. That could be the query for Jolie Star.
Yeah, some sort of a wet deck. That Eagle Farm
but it's. I think we will get to a soft. But
I'm betting on a soft. I think soft 6 if I'm ambitious. Maybe soft 7. But I thought it was a race in 2. But I'll side with Gangsta Granny just with the small positives over the class horse.
Yeah. Won't argue with that, and it definitely helps having weight off on those if the track is pretty wet. All right, we go to the run of the Rose. How's the map?
Yeah, big field here. North England, King of Pop, Raging Force led to win first up. Nice win. And then you've got Baywatch from an inside gate as well. Skyhook draws better this time. Will be up on speed. There's a lot of speed in this race here. I thought North England will get across, but to its disadvantage, I don't think that will be good. North England using up its petrol to get across. King of Pop was disappointing. And then Raging Force, it has shown that it can sit in behind him and then show a nice turn of foot. It's not a lead at all cost horse. So I think it'll sit in the box seat or in the 1-1, get a lovely run. And if with the fitness over these other horses, it might just be able to win. But I'll let you touch on this race in terms of your form. How'd you find it?
I thought it was a bit of a tricky race. I thought Raging Force was very solid. I still don't know what to make of it as a horse. I just like where its where its level is. I'll make going to make mention of the horse that I'm interested in at some pretty big odds. We both were a little bit interested first at Rivellino.
Yep.
To the eye, behind Raging Force, it might have looked a little bit disappointing. But I just think it's a horse that wants more ground. Like, I think it will eventually get out to the mile and probably be better suited over that. So, look, these horses are still going to be probably more suited over 1,200. But I just thought the horse was just starting to get warm over that last 100 metres. I think Nash is riding incredibly well.
Yep.
And I think on a horse like this, it might need a bit of a vigorous ride in the straight to really get it focused early. And I think when this horse really does let down, it can let down. It's just interesting where it's going to be coming from, how the track's going to be playing. But I have a feeling it could be coming the right part of the track. And I just think it's going to give us a really good run for our money at around the $24 mark. I do want to make mention, you and I spoke about the horse. We had looked tempted, trial. Let's talk through it.
Yeah.
Let's actually not even talk through it. The Blue Jackets, as people know, James Cummings no longer training in Australia. Godolphin have now spread their horses. So many of these Blue Jackets that have gone elsewhere are now winning first up.
Yeah, it's remarkable how many.
It's kind of, some people would think it's made James look bad, but
I just think the change of environment just sparks something in them. It's a refreshing scene, even for these older horses. Like Pericles last week went to Bjorn Baker, found new life, and do
you know the other thing I think it would be as well is that all trainers want more horses and more good horses. So you get given a blue horse, you want to make sure that it's running well.
And the Godolphins are usually like proper blue blood horse. Like the breeding is off the charts.
They exactly. So I think the funny thing is anyone that now has a blue horse, not that they don't show love to all their horses. I just think you would be like, we really want these to be running well so we get more of them.
Let's make the Sheik happy.
And hopefully he's filling up our barn.
Yeah.
Next time the next couple of batch of 2-year-olds comes out of 3-year-olds, he's looking our way and not somewhere else. So I think
completely agree.
That it might be something to take in mind. What did you make of Wadton?
Behind Raging Force came up the inside. It was a touch unlucky, but I thought Raging Force was holding its margin over the line. There wasn't like Waterton was, getting real close and it was a neck in it kind of thing and then, going for the protest. I thought the check happened at a time where a good horse still could, overcome that and re-accelerate. Whereas I thought Raging Force was kind of holding it. I think with those two runners now short in the market, I wanted to look past that just as a form line. I thought they're taking up a lot of market percentage when I think there's some fresh blood on the scene. As you said, tempted the lone filly in this race, but I think fillies haven't had the greatest success in a Golden Rose, but the Run to the Rose has been fine. I mean, a couple of years ago they had it in secret for the James Cummings stable. That
Wasn't
horse,
she a good horse?
Yeah, she was. Started $2, I think, in the Golden Rose, and but she won the Run to the Rose in the lead up, and this horse has just trialled enormous. I thought it was a moral beat in the Golden Slipper, fourth last on the fence, finding gaps and just absolutely savaging the line. And then it was a bit of justice when it went to the Percy Sykes at 3 wide, no cover, still raced away from horses, including Savvy Halley and Within the Law. Those two horses have already returned this prep and have been running extremely well. So I think that's franking the form for the 1.8 length margin over Tempted. So I'm happy to be with Tempted here. I think for all the points we mentioned, there's just plenty of ticks here to take. I think $6, $5.50 is around.
No, I'm in total agreement. So I could definitely be having something on Tempted. Love the trial. Loved all the points you made. And I'll be definitely having something each way in Rivellino for me.
Sweet.
All right, last race. We're going to do race 9.
Yeah.
The Theo Marks Stakes.
We'll keep this short, I think. Felix Majestic, Romeo's Choice out in front. Coast Watch, Steffi Magnetico is an emergency. I think they'll scratch and head off to the Jolly Star Gangsta Granny race. General Salute, drawn in a nice spot, has the fitness and should find a nice position. Pier, gate 10. I think they'll go back fresh. It's a tricky one here, what they'll do. If they want to show the intent, the horse could make a race of it, but it's all about Autumn Glow, gate 6. It's just going to get a lovely run just in behind him. And that should be all she wrote, I think, in this race. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought its win first up was so impressive. This was of the day when Via Sestina won. Chris Waller had his hissy fit about the fact that the races were going ahead. Then he went and took out all the big races.
Yeah, then he filled up his wallet.
Yeah, so and I'm a huge fan of Chris Waller. I found that very amusing. This horse is 5 from 5. I went out and said that I think Autumn Boy is probably the best 3-year-old. Well, maybe she's the best. She's definitely the best 4-year-old mare.
Completely agree, yeah.
At this point, the sky looks to be the limit. I just love the way that she was able to win on a heavy track. First up, Gangsta Granny, she came in on it. She was behind her and kind of kept rolling in behind. And I think when horses can kind of get up inside, I think horses naturally like to come outside horses more often than not.
Yeah.
And I just thought the way that she was able to do it, the fact that she even though she won by half a length, but she won comfortably on the line. This horse is just a winner.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just a winner. I don't think as we said, not much more time.
No.
For all you sick puppies that love having long multis with shorties,
yeah,
can't tip you out of this one.
No, I think it's times and margins, and she's going to start short in an Epsom and probably win that too. I really think she's just got a lap on these horses.
Kicking off with the best bets, we go down to Melbourne to start with. We're going with a good track. I've got a 2-horse play first in race 6. Number 2, Airman. Absolutely love both trials. Love the way it was pushed out in the last trial. Gets J-Mac, has won at Flemington. I think could get the run of the race. I also like Star Patrol, number 5, trained by Clinton McDonald. Its trial was phenomenal. This horse is a renowned straight tracker. I think you back both, and I think one of them will be winning. I'll stay down in Melbourne, race 9, number 3, Lazzura, trained by Chris Waller. I'm sticking with J-Mac here. Absolutely love the win first up in Sydney. I think the Sydney form is just far superior for a race like this down in Melbourne, and I think she'll be winning. We come back up north. Rosehill, race 6, number 1, Autumn Boy. It's around the $3 mark. I think this horse potentially could be the best 3-year-old in the country. I know I'm saying that only off two runs, but I think whatever this horse does, it will improve on. I hope the track does continue to improve, but I think this horse just wins. If he doesn't, we'll butter her up and go again because I think this is a top-class animal. I then go to race 8, number 4, finishing off with a bit of value, Rivellino at the $24 each way. I just think that extra 100 metres will suit. He'll probably be better when he gets to a mile, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him coming over the top of them late, and I'll probably be having a saver on Tempted in that race. Tommy.
Love it. I'll be short here. Got 3 shorties. Flemington, race 1, number 10, She's an Artist. This horse resumes with Craig Williams aboard for the Kieran Maher stable. Loved its win down the straight last prep. Then I'm happy to forgive that second run behind Bridal Waltz. Trialled enormous behind Star Patrol, and I think this horse can be winning. And then we go up to Flemington, race 9, number 3, Lazzura. J-Mac, Chris Waller, second up form is elite, and I think this horse should be winning down in Melbourne. And then we'll head up to Sydney. Rosehill, race 7, number 8, Gangsta Granny. Might not be the best horse in the race, but I think it ticks plenty of boxes on Saturday to knock off Jolie Star. Can get around the 350. I think it's a great price.
All right, beautiful.
Cheers.
Let's just pray for some more dry tracks, please.
Yeah.
As I said, remember, go to Unibet. Click on the link in under here. Go to Unibet, go to the BTFU zone inside the vault, and you'll find all of our best bets, and you'll find a whole lot of value.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.